YouTube, FNC are back again once again here on the internet or the platform, whatever you want to call it. Now, today I can come give you guys a different video and actually talking about Manga I, one thing that I've been collecting for quite a few years now. Holy crap, I started high school when I was in probably 16, 17, so I've been collecting manga for quite a few years now, and I kind of want to give my tips, my tricks, and how I've learned over the years how to collect manga, especially more print series. Trust me, it's been a real pain in the ass. Clicked the particular series I'll go over later, but also what kind of quality manga you guys can expect from buying different manga, different companies, and all the different words. Maybe you're like Omnibus, oh what's that, or 2-in-1s. I just want to go over it in this video and help you guys out with your manga collection. And also for beginners, I'll also maybe recommend some mangas you can pick up which are really, really good. So let's start off with different publication companies. There's a few out there. There's quite a few here in English, and again, I don't know if any other foreign languages. I apologise for people that maybe want Spanish manga or German manga. I know those publication companies that exist, especially for some more hard to get series in English, but I'll maybe link some down below in the description. I'll try and get some. But anyway, let's get into the English speaking side, which is mainly what most people read, I guess. But anyway, let's get into it. So one of the first, there's Viz Media, which is definitely a manga publishing company. It's been publishing manga for a long time, and they're really good. The quality of the mangas are fantastic. It all kind of varies on what kind of ones you buy, depending on what series it is, or even the quality, or even what version of the volume it is. But pretty much Viz Media is a fantastic company to go off straight off the bat. And you've got stuff like Kodansha Comics, is it? Is it Kodansha? To be fair, I don't really collect much in manga. I can't find my shelf even, but I think it's Kodansha Comics, which is if you heard of that name before, that's because they are the biggest Japanese printing company for manga in Japan, and I think that's the English branch of the company which produces manga in English. And you got stuff like Kodansha Comics, which is actually, yes, surprisingly, prints manga. It prints a very popular manga called Berserk, which is one of the most popular manga to ever be created. I'm not giving points Berserk because I do not want to be crucified. Anyway, that's another one. You got stuff like Virtual Comics and Game Press, which are again other English manga companies. But unfortunately, I don't really collect Game Press manga, or the other one I mentioned. I just forgot it. But I said I forgot it. That was they also got 7C, which is not English manga publishing company. Now today I'm going to be mainly talking about Viz Comics and Dark Horse Comics. Sorry, Viz manga and Dark Horse manga. I do own some Kodansha manga. Here it is. We'll throw in Kodansha too because for my fantines. There we go. So let's go over So let's start off with the easiest thing. This is a volume of manga. Now, if people wondering what a volume, why is it called a volume? Why is it not called a book? Well, because it's volume 1. Because these are known in Japan as tankobons, which is actually a collection of chapters from the weekly to monthly magazines done by manga publication companies in Japan. Nailed that first time. Yes. So pretty much how it works in Japan is every month or every week, manga draw the manga, write your script up. Trust me, I don't know how to do it. It's an insanely difficult job. Mad respect to them, even monthly, mad respect. But then they take those chapters and combine something called a tankobon, which in English is called a volume. So pretty much just like any book, it's a collection of chapters. I'm not going to straight up because I know this can get copyright, but basically, quick look through. Yep, it's a collection of manga chapters. Normally, mangas can vary from maybe like 5 to 10 chapters, maybe sometimes a bit more. If that's the case, those if a series is collected in more chapters in English, they'll be known as Omnibus. We'll get into that later. But anyway, a lot of different companies have different volume stamps. This is a Kodansha Comics US copy. Kodansha English version, and here is a Viz Media volume. There's actually not too much difference. I'd actually say, in a weird way, this Viz one in particular weighs more, but sometimes these claim what it just varies on what version, what manga you buy, and the paper they use. Oh no, they use roughly. Actually, I think this paper's a bit rougher. Again, don't ask me any of that graphic designer stuff, but anyway, but yes, It's veiny paper and all that, but honestly not really worried about weight. Well, you might, yeah, don't need to worry about it. But anyway, so next of these are just long standard volumes, normally about this big. Normally the Japanese manga volumes are normally quite a bit smaller, quite a bit skinnier. Sorry, I thought it was getting dry, but here in the West they're a little bit bigger. These are just standard manga volumes, and these can vary in price. For example, the Viz Media one actually prints all the prices, well, the prices of the UK, US, and the Canadian prices on the back, which is really handy. And this one, well, now it's going to cost, in the US, it's going to cost $9.19. And then in Canada, it's going to cost $12.99, so that's $12 Canadian, 19 cents Canadian. And here in the good old fashioned United Kingdom, Great Britain, it costs £7.99. So yeah, and that's not too bad. £7.99. So obviously, again, UK is the cheapest place again because they are down to the cheapest price, which is always good. And actually, I figured that you used to because recently in 2020 manga volumes and singles, especially all manga volumes in this society went up £1 or $1 or whatever, up one in whatever currency you use. I don't know. Well, mainly for I think Viz publications. But it used to be £6.99. You could get 3 volumes, £21. Trust me, that's a trick I used to get more manga. But yeah, these are just your standard volumes, and yeah. So the next thing we'll move on to is actually an omnibus. No, actually, backtrack. This is what is known as a Viz Signature Edition. Now these are absolutely awesome. Pretty much all it is a bigger volume manga. That's it. So here again is the Viz volume size. This is the signature volume size, and as you guys can tell, it is quite a bit bigger than your normal manga volume. Honestly, the only real difference here is it is bigger. That's it. And honestly, I prefer these. Somebody has quite big hands, and sometimes holding a small book like this can get a bit cramped. Can get a little bit cramped and a little bit sore, but thankfully we have these bigger volumes which are bigger and more like kind of like comic book size. I feel this feels more like a comic book like size than a manga volume size. But still, honestly, I love these. Like Kamuy, fantastic manga series, recommend. We'll get more recommendations at the end of the video. But honestly, all these are really bigger and they do cost a bit more. These cost £8.99. I think these cost about £10, about £9.99 nowadays. And sorry, Canadian prices is $12.99 USA. Canadian price is $17.99 Canadian, and UK price $8.99. I think these went up £1 too, so I think these are now even more expensive. So probably the same price. No, they went up £1. So yeah, but honestly, I really like these. I really enjoy these. I've read this one I tell quite a few times, but yeah, this is the next version of this, and this is more like a. I think this is more as you'll see in the corner here. It says explicit content for primarily advisory for explicit content. I completely messed up. Anyway, moving on. But yeah, honestly, these are really great. If you want to pick some of these up, some great series. I think is Ghoul is printed in this format. Honestly, it needs it. Like the art and Ghoul really needs this kind of release in volume of manga. Needs this kind of release for the artists. But we'll get into that later. So yes, this is Viz Signature. Honestly, these are awesome too by Viz Media. And actually, next we'll get into Dark Horse manga, and only on 2 Dark Horse manga series. One being, of course, Berserk. Yes, as you guys can tell, I do own Berserk on volume 23, and this is a series I've been collecting over the years, and trust me, it's kind of been a pain in the butt to get, but not that difficult because it is really popular, so therefore it gets reprints quite often. But I also remember the days where it was really difficult to get Berserk because, like, for some reason, because Dark Horse apparently hates money, hates printing good manga. But anyway, but yes, and as you can tell, this is actually smaller. A little bit smaller and a little bit wider, actually. So notice that, look. Wider. So a little bit smaller lengthwise, a little bit wider vertically. You don't know, I don't care. But yeah, but honestly, this is Berserk volumes. Honestly, these are fine to read. Honestly, the English words are big enough and all that. Trust me, somebody who does have big hands holding this even, it's fine. Honestly, it's all good to read. And I have actually up to volume 2. It is. I'm reading Berserk currently. Yes, it's taking a hell of a long time, and there won't be a Berserk review for a long time until I catch up to volume 23 with the manga, which I'm currently up to. And yes, I am actually hyped. We've got like, it's weird recently with Berserk, quick side tangent I must mention, we've been getting quite a lot of new chapters this year, which is kind of nuts. Like before we get maybe like 2 or 3 chapters every few years, but now like this year alone we've got like what 3, 4 chapters. It's, to me that's nuts. Is like as somebody who likes put it as a fan of Berserk. I'm not a mega fan of Berserk, but I do like Berserk. So, but anyway, moving on from that, we are going to go on to the final people mention, which is something called an Omnibus. What the Omnibus? This is. Now this, in my opinion, is probably one of the best ways to collect certain series of manga. Now I'm saying this best for all manga series because there are some disadvantages between an omnibus and a single volume manga. The main reason being, well, the first thing you notice, it's a lot thicker. Now, if omnibuses, you get different versions. You can get our 2 ones, which is 2 volumes of manga in 1 book, or this in the case is a 3 one, which you'll see by volumes 16, 17, 18 of Full Alchemist, my separate manga series, may I mention. It's all in 1 book, which is actually really cool. And guess what? It also costs less money. This costs $9.99. So for the price of 3 volumes, which this is back in the day, this probably cost $11.99 nowadays due to the price increase. But you are seeing quite a bit of money for what you're buying. But saying money does come with some costs. Number one is you do miss out on individual cover arts for the volumes. It doesn't bore you so much. Cool, that's awesome. I recommend picking up omnibuses if you want to. If not, if it's boring, then you can always buy individual volumes, but at the same time buying individual volumes can be a pain in the ass because it could be out of print or it could be going for a reprint and you just be like, oh my gosh, I want to just buy the manga. So hey, buy omnibuses. Actually, funny story behind this season in particular is I started collecting this in high school. And it's like one of the first manga says, oh yeah, this is awesome, I'm going to click on time with Alchemist to read the manga and all that. I've read the manga and all that. I actually bought the Omnibus up to Omnibus 6. And I was like, oh my god, because it took me quite a while to actually click on time on series at Omnibus, even though it is one of those popular franchises of all time. Well, not franchises, series of all time, especially anime. You'd find these reprinting things quite often. They don't. Because it took me months to find the final 2 volumes, the final 2 omnibuses, so I could finally finish the entire manga. And that was a journey, but oh my god, it was such an awesome journey. But yeah, this is, sorry, another side tangent. Anyway, back to omnibuses. But also another, call it a disadvantage with omnibuses is the pages are a lot thinner. Like, for example, nothing else I'm going to say this one. I'm trying to get a page of this. I don't want to rip it either, but this is how thin it is for omnibus paper. Sorry, omnibus volume, and this is your standard Viz volume. And as you can tell, that is actually a little bit thicker. Plus, you can feel the paper quality too. That this is a lot thicker paper, and this paper is a lot thinner. The reason for that is because so you can squish 3 volumes into 1 volume and have a nice thick boy. And because of that, one of the things a lot of people complain about for omnibus, is a fair complaint, is translucent. Pretty much when you're reading a chapter of manga, sorry, a page of the manga, you can see that other pages bleed through, and sometimes it can be really bad. Some series, honestly, it's not too bad. For example, for Alchemist, I never had the issue of that, but reading that, trust me, I've reread these omnibuses quite a few times, so trust me, personal experience, especially for the Alchemist omnibuses, you don't really get that issue with the bleed issue. But thankfully, from here in the West, Viz Media is done a re-release, which, sorry, get sidetracked. Let's go on to the next topic, which is special. Oh no, actually backtrack. More omnibuses is Dark Horse's omnibuses. Yes, Dark Horse also does omnibuses, and yes, there have been some issues in the past with their omnibuses. For example, the Astro Boy omnibuses, which honestly I really wanted to collect, but I have heard those omnibuses have actually broke on people because of how goddamn poor quality these things are. The frames of those books are really bad, so unfortunately, omnibuses spine actually breaks, and yeah, I don't want that. I don't deal with that issue. But one series I can definitely recommend you guys to collect if you can find it is I Am a Hero probably one of my favourite mangas of all. God, that probably my favourite manga of all time. Sorry that I've missed it. This has got nothing. You've got nothing in this. That's a joke. Don't please, fans, please don't hate me. But anyway, back to this. And this is honestly probably one of the like best. Not quite a side tangent. Best only mangas of all time. Best mangas of all time. I'm going to try and pronounce Manga's name because I'm going to butcher it to hell. But I'll try it. It is Kengo Hazawa. Hanazawa. Apologies for the butchering, but yes, actually, I'll link a few of these ones that because they're fantastic mangas to collect. And honestly, and the difference between Dark Horse omnibuses and Viz's omnibuses is actually these are a lot more high quality, and these two cost quite a pretty penny, £20. Averagely, from your average retailers, these will cost you around about £20. But the reason we can definitely see why these cost a bit more, or £17. Depends on where you go online or in the shop. These will vary price to price, mainly from probably cheapest £15-17 to around about 20 plus. Trust me, especially this manga series has been going for hundreds of pounds recently because of how out of print it is. Because apparently Dark Horse hates money and hates really good manga. But anyway, but the difference between this omnibus and Viz's omnibus, the Dark Horse omnibus, this is a 2-in-1, which is 2 volumes of manga in 1 volume, which some people might wait, why is it 2 volumes to 3 volumes? Well, because as I said before, they can vary from 2-in-1s to 3-in-1s. If something makes a 4 volume, I'm going to lose my mind. I'll be like, why? Unless it's really high quality, just why? Sorry, apologies to the dog barking because dog's probably playing, but anyway. But sorry, back to the manga. But this is a fantastic, beautiful. I'm actually reading number 4. I didn't even realise I'm on number 4 itself, but it's fantastic paper. It's super high quality and it's just amazing. And one issue I find with it, and this is just the manga in general, is sometimes it's like, well, reading this, especially if somebody's read this in the airplane, especially when it's really dark, it's really difficult to read manga on the airplane when it's dark, and that's because anyway, moving on. It's a bit tangent. Moving on. Sorry. These are more high quality now. From time to time, manga companies will do different publications of different mangas. For example, one example is the full-length editions of The Alchemist, which is, I own a few of these, one up to volume 5, is it? Yeah, I'm up to volume 5 of these, and honestly, these are hardback manga volumes. And yes, these do exist, hardback manga volumes, which I own quite a few of actually. I own Whole Jojo Part 1, I own one Bling the Origin, and I also own a few Ito stories. Not trying to flex, just saying, and I'm just trying to say, and they are absolutely awesome. I highly recommend. More for collectors, people who like manga series, or people like me who've bought the Kodansha series and the omnibuses and want kind of more of a little bit more of a prestigious read through. I recommend these, but these can be a bit more pricey. For example, this is £14.99 for a single volume, and that's in pounds too. So if you can afford it, buy it. If not, that's totally fine. Read it whatever way you can. It's any day, no matter which way you read manga. As long as you're reading it, that's all that matters. As long as you're fine, that's all that matters. And of course, you can read manga digitally, which, as somebody who prefers the physical book to hand read manga, unless it's series I want to keep up maybe monthly or weekly. Like, I remember reading Boardroom online on the Shonen Jump app. That was insane. That was awesome. I remember reading My Academia. If you really want to read manga digitally, maybe download the Shonen Jump app, read through the latest chapters in series, or read some of the first chapters, because on the Shonen Jump app, they have up to the first 3 chapters of each manga series, and then you have to pay to get unlock the rest. But it's a subscription service basically, so it's quite good too. That's like £4 a month. It's not too pricey, I think. Don't quote me on that, but so I get notification, my phone gets distracted. But fuck was yes it was. But they have up to the first 3 chapters and the latest 3 chapters of the series, and again, that's a good way to kind of see one manga digitally. I recommend it. If you do, you do. If not, well, like us, you're buying physical books. So yeah, but anyway, so companies from time to time, as I said, will make special editions of hardbacks. So yeah, hopefully that's getting informed to you guys, and on to everybody's favourite video where I shut up. Wait, I don't actually. Haha. Manga recommendations. What series do I recommend for beginners to collect? Well, one of them actually is probably One Punch Man. Honestly, I think this is a manga series that doesn't get enough love and recognition, especially physically. But the thing I do want to point out is your money is kind of weird on these volumes, because unlike other manga volumes where I have about roughly 7 to 10 chapters per volume, One Punch Man can have anywhere from 2 to 5 to 10. Occasional, I remember like, oh no, One Punch Man, let's read it, and go into the first 16 chapters. I'm actually on volume 16, didn't notice that. I go to, oh, how many chapters in the volume manga, and I go to the page and see it's on, oh, there's 4 chapters of manga in this, of actual manga. Yay! And the rest are bonus chapters. Trust me, and the bonus chapters are really fun. Some are actually really fun to read through, but oh, that's super cool, that's really funny. Or you're just paying the ass when you want to read the manga story, but it's only got 3 chapters of manga in it, of the actual manga, which is brilliant. But on the upside, those chapters are actually quite long, so there's not much to complain about there. That's a Kengo joke. It's been joke. But One Punch Man, for that series, another series I recommend for more mature fans out there is actually, can't really get it, is, I'll pick up 2 ones. Is actually Tokyo and Tokyo sequel series Tokyo Re. Now for people wondering there, read the manga. Do not watch the anime. You can watch the anime, but mainly read the manga, because quick read the anime, season of the anime, 6 out of 10 is okay. We're a pretty much a cliff note version of the manga. It's kind of canon, but not canon. It's really weird. Not about it in Re season 1 and 2. So 7 out of 10, not bad anime series. But if you do want the actual full experience, read the manga, because in the anime there's so much cut content between Tokyo Route and season 1 and 2 Re compared to the manga Tokyo Re, where there's so much more content, and it's just, come on, like, I'll give you a break for this. Look at this, look at this art. Like, that's absolutely gorgeous. Literally, this is my Ishida. I don't know if I'm I apologise. Is my favourite manga, just artist, is because of how they can just draw. It's just so like realistic, also so like not fantasy, but also like keep unrealistic at the same time. It's just crazy. So that's a Tokyo. Here's Tokyo Re, which is a sequel series. Look at how much it improves. Like, that is insane. Like, it's absolutely awesome. I do really recommend putting the series up, and even just to look at the art, or even pick up the art books and just look at the art. It's beautiful. That's something I've not collected yet, the art books. So yeah. And the next manga series, I'm gonna be generic as hell, because, and I don't care what people say, I spent a lot of money in the series, is actually, if you want to get out, Naruto. And I was generic, I was like, oh, Naruto, this. It's a classic. This is actually a really skinny, I just picked this up, this is actually a really skinny volume. Holy crap, is this skinny volume in the manga actually? There's almost like one really skinny volume in the manga volumes, but this actually might be it. But anyway, Naruto, shonen classic, you can't go wrong with it. If you like ninja, if you like superpowers, if you like, cool anime stuff, this is in it, and this is pretty much where a lot of the, this is where actually My Academia, which I'm actually also recommend, gets a lot of its inspiration from. Oh, it's so weird. Sorry, it's just so weird lifting up the Viz volumes of Tokyo and going to these. These are so much lighter. Anyway, but yeah, honestly, these are a fantastic manga. This is a fantastic manga series. I highly recommend picking both of these up. And last but not least, I'll do one more for you guys. I'll just mention it. Berserk, awesome manga. No more, because Berserk talk about nothing in this channel everywhere. But actually, what I do recommend is, I actually can't find it. Kamuy. This is a severely underrated manga. The story is fantastic. It's a really interesting series and really interesting manga, but it's just absolutely nuts. I just came to attention on manga volume, so my manga I can recommend, and it should be asked in there. But honestly, back to the Kamuy, it's just a crazy about these people trying to find the gold, try to find this huge gold depository. It's been hidden by the Japanese prisoner who had to tattoo the map through gold on prisoners' skins, because the guy's held in prison and he needs to go around killing all these people. It's insane. That's what I'm going to say. The manga, it's I've not read it that much. I'm not to volume 10, I've only read up to like volume 2, so I need to really read the series, but it's fantastic premise. Art is amazing, if you guys can't tell. It is just so nuts, and honestly, highly recommend the series. But the last manga I'm going to recommendation, this is the last one, I promise. I'll take drink water. Is a manga 2-in-1 called All You Need Is Kill, and this is its own story, and I highly recommend you pick this up. Because the reason why is because interesting story behind this started off as a novel, and then Takashi Obata was asked if he can do a manga version of it, which is this, and it's freaking awesome. Originally in Japanese came out in 6 volumes, and then Viz is like, we'll take that and make it an omnibus, and this omnibus is so awesome. Like, it's super high quality, and it's just a big thick book, and honestly you can read it in a few hours. I've read this like 5 times. It's freaking awesome, absolutely fantastic, and as you guys can tell, the art is amazing. Like, this Takeshi Obata, come on, and it's Obata, of course it's going to be godly amazing art. Honestly, I just honestly, it's a 2-in-1. It's a complete story. So you click the manga volumes, get it. It's absolutely sick and awesome. I recommend it. So yeah. Anyway, so before we end the video off, let's talk about some places we can actually buy manga here in the West. Now, sorry, here in the UK and US. Some would say US, but mainly for the UK. One website is actually Depository. If you go buy manga online, here's some websites. Number 1, Amazon. Because you know Amazon's manga, you can also sometimes get quite a lot of good deals and all that. So only thing you worry about is shipping. But thankfully, because it's books in the UK, you don't need to pay import tax. Haha, or you don't need to pay some kind of like tax with other things, because it's a book, it's educational, something like that. I think that maybe for manga, but anyway, but that's the website, it's really good. Next, number 2, Depository. Now, if somebody's been using Depository for years and years and bought quite a lot of manga on it, I highly recommend it. I highly recommend it. The only issue with it, I'll admit, is the shipping time. You can be either waiting maybe a week to 3 weeks. Trust me, it's in somewhere in the UK, which is somewhere where the shipping times are a lot shorter. It still can take a while for manga, but in that case, just buy a bunch of manga online and get it shipped to your place. And number 2, so those are 2 main sites I recommend for people in the UK. Now, for a few bookshops here in the UK, especially for a few, I'll go the Fern Planet in Scotland, which has shops in Glasgow, Edinburgh, and I think some in England too, maybe London and all that. But they have a fantastic 2 for free, 2 free mangas for a price of 2. Pretty much where you get cheap one for free. So it's a really great manga. Even if you buy 3 mangas the same lot, if it's the same mangas the same price range, you still get one free. So pretty much it's a buy 3 get. Buy 3 pay for 2 deal, and it's fantastic. There's also another chain called it's a bookstore chain called Waterstones, which is actually a really good place. You can get manga, especially in the manga volumes. So yes, go ahead, this video is definitely over 10 minutes long, so yeah. But anyway guys, that is the end of this manga video. Hopefully it's informative for you guys. Hope you guys did enjoy it. If you guys do want to see more videos like this, leave a like, or if not, leave dislike. Let me know in the comments below why you didn't like the video. Sorry. Also, please subscribe to FMC, the YouTube channel. I really please guys, I don't delete some you want to. But honestly, my goal for the end of the year, 50 subs. If we can hit 15 subs, if we can hit 15 subscribers before the end of the year, I will be happy. If not, that's fine. As long as the video gets like 1 view and there's one person that takes the day to watch videos, that's always awesome. But anyway guys, hope you enjoyed the video. Have a beautiful day, night, evening, whatever, and I'll see you next time. Bye. Also check out the last video and the video for that even too. Bye.